found some seeds, some seeds that were pink, and he was kind of intrigued. Now, he's not a farmer. He probably dabbles a little bit in gardening. He owns a propane business, but he saw these pink seeds and he thought, okay, I'm going to try this. I would like to grow some pink pumpkins. They were pink pumpkin seeds.
I've never seen one.
Never heard of it. But he said, I'm going to see if this actually works. So he started growing these pumpkins. They're beautiful. Some are darker than others, just like when you buy, normal orange pumpkins. Some are lighter, some are darker.
Evidently, he succeeded in growing pink pumpkins.
He did.
Nice.
Then he thought, okay, what can I do with this? Well, he has a friend who has a couple of people in her family that have suffered from breast cancer. And he said, you know what? I want to do something with these pink pumpkins. And so they have a Facebook page. Champion the Cure Challenge is something that they do. And so he grows these pink pumpkins and then he sells them, and all the money goes for breast cancer research. And because they're pink, he gets people to decorate them and talk about breast cancer and breast cancer awareness.
Evidently, he didn't grow more than, or he grew more than one or two.
Oh, yeah. Like he does this for several years. He's been doing it.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he's been able to raise, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars so far.
That's great.
I know. Through his Facebook page, and then his friend Joanne, that all of this was inspired by, is like, I can't believe that my friend did this for me and my family, and then it's grown so much. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think, starts on Friday. Starts tomorrow.
October's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah.
And so it's really kicking off that whole month for them. So
good for Pat.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
John's along with us at 800-447-7234. Hey, John, what's on your mind?
I was listening to you guys pray for the lady who was praying for her husband. I wanted to share a quick story. Over the summer, I left my wife and we separated. And man, she prayed for me all summer long through a series of events. My car was stolen along with all my clothes, and I was robbed and beaten on the side of the road when I had car trouble. And I had to call on her, and I lost literally everything. We were brought back together. God has completely changed my heart, changed our marriage. Man, and we're back. We're doing things God's way, and He is just, blessing us, blessing our relationship with each other and with Him.
He was getting your attention, huh?
You're right. Yeah, my wife said that what she would like to have done all summer, God did through somebody else. So just whack me up on the head one good time, So.
I'm so grateful to see that you guys are back together and that your relationship with Jesus is strong.
I would have never thought God could bring us to where we are in just 2 months, and it's just been unbelievable. I just have no other words for it than like I woke up singing this morning the Chris Tomlin song, "Thank you, God, for saving me."
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
There is an open invitation to you. Just come to the table. It's here. I'm Rob Dempsey with Liz Riles. We're his morning crew on his radio.
I read something the other day that made me go, duh. And then I read a little farther, a little deeper into it.
And then you went, duh, again?
And I sort of went, oh, okay, I get now why it's a thing. So there's research that was done that said if a student and a teacher have a good relationship, that it can have a positive impact on the child. That's where I went, duh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Sure, but then it went
Not
on.
you saying duh.
I can
but
see that too.
But the teacher and the student.
But I went on and it said that it actually can help keep a child out of jail, like keep them from doing things as an adult or, even as a later teen.
I can see that too.
Because the teacher is so invested in the child, and the confidence and the positivity, are just really brought to the surface. And so I just found that so interesting how those relationships, whether it be first grade, 9th grade, 12th grade, can really have such a lasting effect. Like we know it, but we don't think that far about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into details, but Mr. we met in the 6th, 7th, and my middle school, he was the one that made a good, positive influence in my life.
And you still remember just how you felt. I think that's what it is. It may not be a specific instance where, he invested in your life, but it's more that feeling of I felt included. I felt like he valued what I said.
I can tell you who I feared.
Who's that?
First grade, Mrs. Harding.
Why?
Because if you did something wrong, she'd pull you by the ear.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I never had that. Oh, my.
And that hurt.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
tell you.
Wow. I had a journalism teacher, Mrs. McDaniel, that just so I felt like it was the first time I was really listened to. And I mean, I don't mean that as in I had a lot of unsatisfactory teachers.
This is just
or
the
anything
one
like
that you remembered that did. Yeah.
Right. That she would sit down eye to eye, face to face, and say, okay, what are your ideas? She made me editor of the newspaper in high school at
Nice.
that point. And I felt like, really? You're giving me responsibility at my age? Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you about that teacher in your life. 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Hi, good morning. It's Rob and Liz, his radio. Loving on some teachers today that make an influence in your life. We got one text that said, Mrs. Brock. So, Mrs. Brock, you're making a difference.
Right, hats off to you. Okay, so Michael says it was my teacher, 7th or 8th grade. He actually had her a couple of times, but she helped him study for his learner's license. And here's why. He's always had a problem learning how to read and spell English. She never gave up on him, and he ended up passing that learner's test with her help, and he will always remember and appreciate everything that she did for him.
A part of the driver's license?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. I love that, Michael. Cecil's here at 800-447-7234. Who was it for you, Cecil?
Marion Waters, my high school history teacher from Greer High School. Last night, I posted on Facebook. I'm an assistant principal in Georgia now, and I posted on Facebook where a kid came up and honored me with a Chick-fil-A coupon, and hadn't heard from Coach Waters in years. But last night he posted on my Facebook page. He was proud of us and all, and I just had to reply back and want the whole world to know. The reason I'm the educator today is because the quality teachers we had at Greer High School, but Marion Waters made a lasting impact. He showed me what it really meant to be invested and care for your kids.
And here you are, an assistant principal today, investing in our kids.
Yes, and there's a lot of times I run it through the filter of, okay, what would Coach Waters do in this situation?
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
You may have already started your Christmas shopping. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
I'm not bent like that, but sometimes I'll get an idea in my head to remember to get it.
Yeah.
For instance, I don't know if you know anybody in your life that needs, sweats. You know, the hoodie.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Always nice to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And if they're a fan of Arby's, wait till you hear this.
Okay.
Smoked sweats. It's sweats that smell like smoked meat, the new meat at Arby's. Yeah, exactly.
Like, why? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because Arby's wanted to. Hey, such a deal. $65 for the hoodie and $55 for the sweats.
I mean, $65 for a hoodie is probably the going rate
I don't know.
for a hoodie, but why would you want to smell like a sandwich?
I guess to be hungry all day. Or that people will want to think, I want to eat when they're around you.
And how do you infuse the smell of smoked meat into without dripping, like going to a barbecue place and
I
just
don't know.
dripping it all over
But I've seen
yourself?
pictures of said smoked sweats, and there's smoke all over the place. So I guess smoke follows you. I don't know. So that you smell like the smoked meat and with the smoked sweats from Arby's.
Okay, wait. I can get behind that. If you have your own personal fog machine,
Hey.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
you may have already started your Christmas shopping. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
I'm not bent like that, but sometimes I'll get an idea in my head to remember to get it.
Yeah.
For instance, I don't know if you know anybody in your life that needs, sweats. You know, the hoodie.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Always nice to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And if they're a fan of Arby's, wait till you hear this.
Okay.
Smoked sweats. It's sweats that smell like smoked meat, the new meat at Arby's. Yeah, exactly.
Like, why? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because Arby's wanted to. Hey, such a deal. $65 for the hoodie and $55 for the sweats.
I mean, $65 for a hoodie is probably the going rate
I don't know.
for a hoodie, but why would you want to smell like a sandwich?
I guess to be hungry all day. Or that people will want to think, I want to eat when they're around you.
And how do you infuse the smell of smoked meat into without dripping, like going to a barbecue place and
I
just
don't know.
dripping it all
But
over
I've seen
yourself?
pictures of said smoked sweats, and there's smoke all over the place. So I guess smoke follows you. I don't know. So that you smell like the smoked meat and with the smoked sweats from Arby's.
Okay, wait. I can get behind that. If you have your own personal fog machine.
Hey.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I could never choose, Rob Dempsey, your vacation for you.
Well, I hope not.
Right.
You'd send me to the beach. She would
I
send me to
would.
the beach. I'm not really. See, I grew up in Tampa Bay.
Right, exactly.
So, if you grow up near the mountains, you don't want to go to the mountains for a vacation. You want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
I always want to go to the mountains.
Yeah, so I would not plan that for you. However, a travel agent would take everything that you say and put it into a vacay your way, because that's what's happening. And it's part of our share-a-thon. You're like, what in the world does that even mean? That means we are trying to raise the operational budget to keep the ministry of His Radio going. And this is a way with Vacay Your Way, and giving you a vacation is just to say, hey, thanks for doing that. Thanks for kind of walking alongside with us to do it.
Yeah, seriously. You'll be helping to share the hope of Jesus with others when you give towards Share-a-thon. And Vacay Your Way, hey, you might as well try to win, right? A couple of ways to do that. No gift required, by the way. But if you would like to get registered now, just go ahead and give your gift now for His Radio Share-a-thon as we raise the operational budget for the station. And you could win your very own vacation.
Yeah.
Set your way, the Vacay Your Way. Just text VACAY to 800-447-7234. You can go online to hisradio.com to do that, or tap on the My His Radio app.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
More tech that I have to figure out. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, His Radio.
No new Amazon Alexa coming out. Still going to stay the same, but they have new stuff that Alexa will be on. Like, the Ring cameras?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be an Alexa camera.
Is there? Okay.
Doorbell, yeah. So they
she'll
got
tell
one of
me.
those, a video doorbell, a smart thermostat, or you just talk to Alexa. It'll be her own thing. Not connected to it, but actually it's going to be an Alexa.
That's fun.
Alexa fitness tracker.
Ah.
Yeah, now we got another fitness tracker.
Great.
I know,
Great.
right? Wall-mounted smart display, which is basically, hello, TV.
Oh, I was like,
They call
what
it
in
a
the
smart
world is
display.
that? Okay.
It's a TV. And the big one that a lot of people are starting to talk about right now happens to be the robot named Astro. Why they don't call it Alexa, I don't know. But it is it's a little robot.
Okay.
Seriously. It's a rolling Alexa
So that's like the
that'll
Jetsons.
follow
or
you
something.
around. Yeah, Astro was the
A
kid
dog.
on
Astro
Jetsons.
was the dog.
Rosie was the robot, right?
I think so.
I barely
I know,
remember
exactly,
the Jetsons. I just
right?
remember the theme song,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Me, George Jetson.
That one, yeah. But the thing is, like a rolling Alexa, you can make video calls from it. It'll show you your home's smart speakers and cameras. It'll play videos for you. And if you want it to check up on your pets, it will check up on your pets. It can't feed the dog or cat. It can't clean the litter box.
So basically, it's like a baby monitor, but it rolls around the house.
Yeah, but it's more than a baby monitor.
Okay.
It just goes everywhere.
That's just weird.
It is kind of weird.
The one that gets me is the thermometer you can talk to, because husbands and wives are going to be like, Alexa,
Yeah, right?
turn the temperature up. No,
No,
Alexa, turn the
68
temperature down.
degrees, Alexa.
72, Alexa.
68.
72, Alexa.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
You may have seen this too, but I noticed on my Facebook feed and Instagram that there's a lot of homecomings that are happening
Yeah.
right now. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on His Radio.
Well, at one, which was just this past weekend, Nyla was the winner. Nyla was the homecoming queen. She's got this beautiful blue dress on. And while she and the runner-up were out on the field with it looks like their dads, their escorts, Nyla does something for her friend Brittany, who was the runner-up. She walks over and she takes the crown off of her own head and she places it on the head of her friend Brittany.
Really? Why?
So people were asking that. Some people kind of realized what was going on. Brittany's mom works at the high school where they graduated from, and Brittany's mom had cancer and had this long journey,
Oh, no.
and she had passed away that morning, the morning of homecoming. And I mean, I'm about to cry, but
Right?
the entire, all the spectators,
Student body.
the student body, the parents, the teachers, the faculty were in tears at
Yeah.
this very simple, like she didn't tell anybody, hey, this is what I'm going to do for Brittany. Nobody knew this was going to happen. And she just wanted her to have a good memory from that day. Her mom had helped her, prepare for homecoming, and passed away that morning.
Wow. That's so moving.
It really
It's such a
is.
selfless act for her to do that for her.
Well, it is. I mean, I've never been part of the homecoming court, but anybody that has can say, I that was one of the highlights of my entire high school career, I'm sure, is when I received that crown, voted on by the student body. And she knew that Brittany needed just that hug, not only from her, as her friend, but just from kind of the world.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Liz. Good morning. His morning crew on His Radio, where you have the opportunity to share the hope of Jesus with others, just like this.
My husband, 4.5 years ago, he suffered an ischemic stroke, was paralyzed, and couldn't walk or talk. But through God's grace, today we went to the neurosurgeon, and the praise is he was just released that he could drive. And it just is the testimony of God's mercies in our life. I remember listening to the song Praise You in the Storm and crying tears when I was going up to Mary Freebed when he first had the stroke. But now, with God's grace, we are praising him in the storm of glory of his recovery and all the mercies that God has given him in his life. And thank you for always being there for our family. Life wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you for all you're doing for us and for everyone who is great listeners.
That means so much to us. And thank you for making that a reality for her and her family and her husband. Because when you give a gift to His Radio, you literally are sharing the hope of Jesus with others. We're raising the operational budget for His Radio coming up in just a few weeks during Share-a-thon.
Yeah, and when you go online, hisradio.com, and you go to where you want to give that gift, just think about someone that's in a car, maybe a single mom, baby in the back, trying to figure out how they're going to make it through that next day, whatever that circumstance is, or a husband who's praying for his wife who has cancer. They're in the middle of that storm, and you help provide that song that helps them see that hope of Jesus Christ. So when you tap on the My His Radio app, when you text the word GIVE, 800-447-7234, bring to mind some of those faces that you may be helping.
Seriously, your gift shares the hope of Jesus with others. I hope you give that gift today. It'll give a big jumpstart to Share-a-thon that starts on October 19th. That's hisradio.com.